Traditional.
Are we live yet?
Working on it.
1 minute.
Just give me the phone.
47 seconds.
What Jim said.
What what do you say? All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna go ahead and establish a quorum. Maureen Walsh, that's me, I'm here. Barry Gardner, he's absent. Shane.
Here.
Quinn. We have an open position for Vice President. Bill Hines.
Here.
Don Harmon.
Here.
Brooks Marsh.
Here.
Tiffany Becker, she's not here. And Chris May.
Here.
All right, we've established a quorum. First, we've got the secretary's report. Tiffany's not here today, but what it is, it's to approve the March meeting minutes from last month. So do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion is passed. All right, next up, we've got the treasurer's report.
All right, overall, we're looking pretty good. We have 99% of the assessments have been collected. Revenue is very favorable in the admin side. Of course, assessments is part of it. Lot combination, construction fees, and closing statement fees left us with $396,000 to a favorable revenue. The golf shop is also favorable by $161,000 this year. Mostly due to increase in play, increase in membership, and increase in sales in the pro shop. However, golf operations do still run high, and, but the course is looking in very, very good shape. Payroll is running a little higher, mostly due to overtime in certain areas due to understaffing or COVID and other things. March capital spending was $20,222, which was mostly for the gas tanks that we have got installed at the marina so we can have gas again. The other 390 was for work on dam repairs. Overall, the budget ending in March is in good shape. The new budget year will start 1st of May. Any questions?
All right, next up, I'm going to give the president's report. And first of all, I just want to thank everyone for coming today. And I want to start by addressing that our president, Dennis Brown, has resigned from the board of directors effective April 14th. And this was in order to focus on his health. So we're all saddened by the news, and we've enjoyed working with him, but his priorities are in the right place, and we do wish him well. But I just wanted to take a moment and recognize his accomplishments. Dennis served as president on the board since July 2021. And he's been on the board of directors since his election in September 2020. And then previously, he had also served on the board from 2015 to 2016. So again, on behalf of the POA staff, the board of directors, we want to thank Dennis for his support and his service to our community. So what are the next steps regarding Dennis's vacancy? The board would like to fill this position for his remaining term, which runs through September 2023. So the board will appoint a new director outlined in section 4.3 of the bylaws those are the rules that explains how we can replace him, what are the rules around that. So all interested candidates may pick up this board candidate application package from either the POA office, obtain a copy from the POA website, or request a package directly from Allison, who's down here at the end, the general manager, by email. And the deadline to submit for this vacant term will be May 2nd at 4 o'clock. And then in addition to that, there's 3 additional seats to fill this upcoming September. So the association is still seeking applications for interested candidates for the annual election that will be voted on in September. There's 3 positions, and these positions elected at the annual meeting will serve a full 3-year term. So the deadline to submit an application for that will be May 27th at 4 p.m. Thank you. Next up, we've got operations report from Allison.
Okay. All statements have been mailed out. They're mailed out at the end of March for the 2022-23 fiscal year. The assessment is due May 1st of every year, and the payment plan form with the deposit or full payment must arrive in the POA office no later than May 31st to avoid late charges and interest. If you've not received your statement, please contact the POA office and we can get you a new one. Wet strips and dry storage agreements must be renewed or the item removed from the slip by May 31st. The waiting list for these areas will be called at the beginning of June to fill any vacancies. I know we get a lot of calls this time of year, but they have until the 31st to get out, so bear with us on that. Please remember that we need a current, or for golf cart and boat decals also must be renewed by the 31st of May. Please remember that we will need a current copy of the golf cart or boat insurance every year, as the certificate that we have on file has expired, or it will expire yearly. And as the weather begins to warm and the amenities begin to open up, we usually start to see more and more golf carts on the roads. First, I want to remind everyone that the golf carts must be registered at the POA office and have a valid decal and license plate to be driven on Fairfield roads. Also, operators shall be at least 16 years of age and must be in possession of a valid driver's license at all times when operating the golf cart on association streets. We've already begun to see an uptick in citations being issued to golf cart owners due to underage drivers. Just yesterday, there was a 12-year-old that was cited. This rule is in effect for the children's safety as well as other motorists and pedestrians. Most of the injuries that have occurred on association roads involving a golf cart, although few, have come, or most have come from underage drivers. Parents, please make sure that you're not allowing an unlicensed child to operate your cart. If you need a copy of the current golf cart rules, please download a copy from our website or pick it up from the POA office. Front office.
Let's skip right down to, we've got, this is one of the months or quarters where we have the committee reports. So I just want to see who wants to go first. First up, we've got Greens. You want to start there?
Yep, okay. The golf course is coming out of winter dormancy and it's really greening up nicely. The maintenance staff recently aerated the greens using 12-inch tines, and it was a huge success. For the first time ever, water can be applied to the greens for 10 minutes and the greens soak it all up. Whereas in the past, water would start to puddle on the greens after about a minute. The course is, like I said, looking great, and this is leading to more new members signing up. Typically this time of year, when the weather turns bad, we've lost members, but it didn't happen this winter. We added a few new members. And I also wanted to point out, in November, we increased membership dues and added an initiation fee. And despite the higher fees and initiation due, we continue to add new members. Last, I wanted to point out that or I wanted to announce that Fairfield is being recognized in the Times Georgian newspaper on the 28th in the Reader's Choice Best of Carroll County for being a top finalist in Best Golf Course, Driving Range, and Golf Shop. Thank you.
And it's something that he left off. Out of those new members that we're getting, they're leaving other golf courses in the community within a 25-mile radius, and they're coming here. So they're leaving their current golf course and they're coming here. I think that speaks volumes to our golf team.
All right, so. for
I'll
rec-
go.
Okay. go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right, so I'm going to talk about community patrol. Recently, we added another board member to that committee because there's been a lot of situations that have been popping up that have been difficult to handle. So Tiffany Becker has now joined me as a liaison from the board to the community patrol, anchored by Paul Sanford. So lately, what Tiffany and I have been looking at, and we've already put some of this into the budget, we're looking at adding some additional speed signs throughout the neighborhood and possibly some potential speed plateaus in areas that SPA and we have targeted as being problems for speeding or not stopping. So we're going to be working with the committee on looking at that. Speeding tickets have not decreased over the past 6 months. They've increased, although speeding tickets for the prior year have actually gone down because word's getting out that we're real aggressive with it. And if you're speeding and you get caught, there's going to be a stiff penalty to pay. So we're going to continue to monitor that, as well as some ex-policemen are on the committee, and they call it the old California roll. So when you come to a stop sign, stop. And they actually ask also that you comply with what Carroll County does, come to a complete stop and count 1,001, 1,002, 1,003 before you go. Otherwise, you're in jeopardy for potentially getting that ticket for rolling through a stop sign. We've seen some continuing instances, unfortunately, of trespassing and some possible vandalism, and we're really beefing up our efforts for patrol and compliance to watch out for those, because we're just fed up with, especially on the vandalism part. Boat inspections are due soon. Get your stickers, follow the lake rules. If you're not sure, you can get a receipt out that tells you how many feet you have to be and what the rules are for other water boards and paddle boats as well. So make sure you know what you're doing out there. That's it. Efforts continue, and hope everybody has a safe summer.
We'll just work our way down.
You bet. I'm going to comment first. Barry Gardner's not here tonight, and I'm going to comment on strategic planning. We have our first meeting Thursday night, and we're very excited about it. We've got a number of people coming to the meeting and we'll be joining committees, and we encourage anybody that wants to really look at the future to do that. We have a conversation every year about what our dues are and how we plan them. And I think the best way for us to plan how that's going to look is to look at what's going to happen here in the next 5 years, look at every facility, look at what's going to happen to our wages, look at all our amenities, and say, what do we really want Fairfield to be? What do we want it to look like? What is our community? What should it feel like for our families? And once we decide that, we have a plan in place to do that, and we put a plan in place to do that with the action items to do that, we'll have a good idea, at least of some projected costs. And so we can say, here's what this looks like, here's what our dues look like, here's what's going to happen in the next few years. Because we do have some huge challenges. Inflation is, of course, a big part of it. But of course, good planning, we can hopefully offset some of that. Certainly not all of it, but I think we want Fairfield to be the beautiful place that we came to and not see it degrade. So that's our real objective. So we hope that everyone participates. We're very excited about it. We have some good thoughts already going in that there really is a community plan, not a board plan at all. We have, of course, the structure of the different committees that will prepare their part of the strategic plan, so you can get involved in whatever committee is of your interest, and that will be a great help to us. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Fairfield Fire Rescue report. We haven't talked since we haven't had a meeting since the annual report came out. Our annual report, we had 573 calls last year, about 10 more than the previous year. 24 of those were actual fire calls, 12 were auto accidents. The bulk of those are, of course, assist or EMS calls. And so we have a great staff that responds very quickly. As well, the fire department takes care of our fireworks every year, helps us set it up, gets our permits, and also cleans up afterwards. As well, last year, they did assist with the shared assistance with Carroll County as they share if we have a fire in here. So our fire department was active and progressing last year. First quarter of this year, we're about 10 calls up, so pretty close to last year as well. So not much different with respect to that. We did get not a grant, but a contribution. I'm not sure what happened from Carroll County. We need some new bunker equipment and some other equipment that was going to be an expense for us. Was it 32 or 40? Alice, what was the amount of that?
22,000
It's
plus.
actually the radios and accessories.
Right.
We're getting 6 of those and it equates to about $35,000.
35,000. So that was based on a conversation we had with one of the board members there to see the value of what we do and contribute to our effort here. So we greatly appreciate working with Carroll County. Respect to that. Any questions?
I'm gonna just say something about document management. So since Barry's not here, he's led the charge for the DOR. And as of last week, we were 11 votes away from reaching quorum, which we have about 99% of the votes in, which is pretty exciting. And then since then, there has been a lot of people coming in to get applications. So if everyone who came and got an application and mails it back in, we should be enough. And hopefully we'll have an update, by the end of this week, and we'll get some good news or that we've reached quorum, but we won't know where the vote stands until we reach quorum. So once we reach quorum, we'll read off where we are and see what we do next. So,
I've been trying to promote it best I can.
yeah, we
Well.
thank everyone. I tell you, the community efforts, and sometimes Facebook is not our friend, but it was our friend in this case. It really seemed to generate some, attention, and we really appreciate it. So, okay, we'll just keep going with community reports.
I'll go again.
Okay,
I'm going to speak about property control. So I guess the first word that comes up about property control so far year to date, going back to last year, is busy, and then busy, and then busy. We're going back and we're meeting every 2 weeks. The monthly meeting just wasn't doing it. On the average, we're looking at 24 or 30 reviews that we do per meeting. Very intense between lots and lots of, you can see it around the subdivision, new construction, driveway extensions, and we're going to talk about that in a second, decks and docks, tree removals, landscaping, painting, landscaping. We've seen it all. So thus meeting twice a month has really been beneficial. Before you start your project, make sure you get your application in. Get it in at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance so we can get it, look at it, offer help to what you may be doing and making sure that you're in total compliance with the rules. So communicate. And last but not least, the committee has gotten lots of blowback on the new rules for parking. So we're going to look at it and see about tweaking it. The parking rules are somewhat unclear, and we're going to try and shore that up and make it so everybody knows where you can park your car, where you can't park your car, where you can put your trailer, where you can't put your trailers, RVs, so on and so forth on approved surfaces. So we're going to keep beating that message and beating our drum on that so we get it the way that everybody understands it and the place looks a whole lot better than it does now with parking, with very confusing parking rules that we have since stricken and moved on to bigger and better things. Basically, you just want to make it where vehicles and trailers are less visible, and how to address visibility is going to be our biggest challenge. Our goal obviously is to make Fairfield more attractive with clearly defined parking rules for all the vehicles and trailers, boats, etc. Our efforts continue, and we're going to be giving this a high priority and expect to hear things on a monthly basis real soon. And meanwhile, our compliance officer, Thomas, is identifying areas of concern for the committee and bringing those to us so we can get a handle on them and move forward and improve Fairfield. So it's Fairfield Plantation, not Fairfield Redneck Plantation. Thank you.
do you have anything for lot management?
Yeah, matter of fact, I'd like to thank the lot management committee, they have done a lot of work. And most of all, I'd like to thank Allison, she has done a tremendous job. And on the good side, on a good financial note, lot sales that we now transfer to the future development of the recreation center, we have $154,695. And so once again, thank Allison, thank the committee, and we're still working on putting the right lots together so that we can make some more sales. Thank you.
Chris?
The streets so far that will be paved this coming year will be Greenway Drive, Ayers Creek Court, and Pine Crest Court. And along with various large patchworks throughout Lakeview and other main thoroughfares that we have. With the budget that we have of only $250,000, and with the increase of fuel and also the way the economy is going, it really takes a bite out of being able to spread the asphalt further than what we would like. So, but as it stands right now, there is these 3 streets right here that are going to be paved. And I know last year people complained about the long patchworks, but the way the economy is and the way our budget is, it makes it tough to where we can't pave, a whole mile to 2 miles all at one time. We have to take the worst sections as they come. There's also some other areas that could be small areas that may be milled and patched. We just have to see how the money goes with these as well. As far as the clubhouse resurfacing it's on hold right now. We've gotten some estimates on that, and we've also got 3 plans of how we want to redo the parking lot at the clubhouse. But right now that's on hold until we can really look into it more serious and decide how we want to lay it out better than what it is right now. And that's probably something we'll be looking at more towards next year.
Okay. So circling back, Shane, do you have anything on lakes and dams or community groups?
Nothing for community grounds
Okay.
enhancements, since the landscaping company that we've hired is taking care of the flowers at the gates. For lakes and dams, the committee met in March, and we discussed renewing our contract with Aquatic Environmental for water quality testing. And we discussed some missing or misplaced buoys on Lake Terra, and recommended that the buoys be numbered for better tracking, and that they be weighted better so that they don't get pushed off as the boats drive by and out of place. We also reviewed the patrol schedule for Lakes Terra and Ashley. We discussed a problem with geothermal coals on Lake Ashley, and Allison is going to get, or maybe she already got, the maintenance department to sink coals. Let's see, what else? We also discussed otter sightings on our lakes, and at this time, there's no need. Allison has contacted several sources and has been told that there's no need to remove the otters at this time, but that we should continue to monitor the situation. And finally, I'd like to note that the new docks at the marina have been completed.
Anybody have anything else? If not, we'll move to adjourn the main part of the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
All right, in a second, all right. So next we'll go to see if anyone's got any questions. Anybody?
I have something I'll talk to after this meeting.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks again for coming, and we appreciate your support, and we'll see you next month.
Thursday meeting for the strategic planning, 7 o'clock here.
Right here.
Yeah,
7 o'clock here. So if you'd like to attend, please do. If you know somebody who's interested in that type of thing,
it's gonna be great.
tell them to come.
Okay.
7 o'clock Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.